Hello, people, Mr.Who reviews. And today reviewing The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, Nightmare in Retroville. Yeah, this is the Halloween episode of the series. And Carl and Shane, uh, Jimmy's best friends, are trying to decide what to dress so bad, but Jimmy thinking he don't want to go trick or treating this year. But lucky for his friends, he made this machine that can turn them into monsters or what he thinks he can make them look like monsters. And all they ask for return is 25% of their candy when they trick or treat. Of course, seeing being an idiot said he won't do it unless it's 50. Hmm. And Jimmy has to turn Shane into a werewolf and Carl into Dracula. Yeah, for some of the episode, Carl seems to be obsessed with capes. I don't know. And Timmy's dad, as he stumbles into Jimmy's lab and thinks the monster machine is like a wheel of fortune sort of thing, a game show thing. I'm thinking if he pulls the lever, he get a prize. And he turns into Frankenstein's monster. Um, it might be a coincidence, but Jimmy's mom actually dressed up as the bride of Frankenstein. So, I don't know. Anyway, they're going to take a train, and at one point, Carl actually puts his finger after opening the pieces candy and starts sucking his own blood and liking it. And he goes off for more when he turns into a bat. And to me, it was weird that when he turns into a bat, he cases his normal head. And Shane turns into an actual werewolf, or starts acting like an actual werewolf. Um, yeah, Jamie just worried that something bad might happen, so Goddard's getting some information on vampires. And Jimmy's teacher, Miss Fowl, I think, gives him information on werewolves because apparently he got married to one at one point. I kind of wish they would have told that story or just expanded more, but hmm. Before Jimmy could find them, Carol and Shane, as he turns some or two people into werewolves and a vampire, with Carol turning Cindy into a vampire and Shane turned Libby into a werewolf. Yeah, I think it would have been better if they turned some no-name characters into a certain monster, not the two characters that they hang around with a lot of times, and Shane having the crush on maybe since the Valentine's Day episode, I think. But and the team does run into both groups at one point, but gets saved when he is in front of a certain store, like a garlic store or a silverware store, and Miss Fallon saying you don't have to take care of a werewolf with just that you're a bully, you can use any type of silver. So, hmm. Eventually, all the monsters run into each other and start fighting. And Jimmy just runs to the lab to think like, dear. And Jimmy's mom actually breaks the fight up as he's going home. And Shane's thinking that maybe they should all work together to get scared from town people. When they do that, the town begin to the town people turn to an angry mob. With pitchforks and torches and everything. Yeah. And Jimmy decides to turn himself into Octopus Man, which is a monster from a film that his dad used to watch. And he's able to save everybody and turn back to normal, but yeah, they realize that they haven't gone to a train or a Carol or seen Casey left their candy behind. And this ends with Jimmy using his tentacles to get as much candy as he can. Yeah, I'd say it is a decent episode. If I compare it to the VR Parents one, I think the VR Parents is probably a bit better since there was actual stakes in the episode with the world being blown up. But in this, it was like a few people that turn to monsters, probably killed by townspeople. But small stakes are still stakes. So, And there were some funny moments in this, and at one point when Libby and Singer were fighting, Libby breaks out of Carol's brainwashing, and they both comment how they look. Don't know. And I don't know how Jimmy's Manson knows that the dad's costume looks too realistic. And what is with parents trying to give fruit to kids during a Halloween? I know they try to make them healthy, but seriously, it's one time they. Well, it might be if you count Easter, probably the second time of the year where kids can get candies. So, and I think they do is to try to trick his friends, give him some portions of their candy in order to determine monsters, or in exchange determine monsters. But I don't know how he didn't notice or thought of if they turn his friends into monsters, they would actually become the monsters they shows. But hmm, I think it's the part of the episode where the the, the monsters fight is the closest you can get to see Dracula, a werewolf, and Frankenstein's monster fight each other. Like I know some of these monsters have crossed over each other through some movies, but I doubt all three met each other at some point. But don't know. And yeah, decent episode. And I don't know if I'll ever review another episode of the Neutron Boy Genius, but I'm going to say, so, guys, later.